So realtors, how do you become the go-to agent in your market so that when people think of buying or selling real estate, they think of you? Today, I'm going to give you 3 topics that you need to know to ensure that you become the go-to agent. Everybody wants to do more deals. They want to do more deals with more ease, right? No more chasing. The best business is when your phone rings and someone says, I want you to come list my house. Someone referred me to you and they said I should call you to come list my house, as an example, right? Those are the best calls. I'm going to teach you right now how to become that person in 3 steps. Now I'm going to take a page out of someone you may also follow. His name is Alex Hormozi. He teaches that there's 3 ways to succeed in business. First, you've got to learn to sell, you've got to learn to build, you've got to learn to lead. But I'm going to put it in the context of a real estate agent's business. All right, so learn to sell. Well, how do you learn to sell, right? If you've never sold before, what are the key components for learning to sell? Well, number 1 is you've got to genuinely care about helping people solve their problem. I mean, that's what selling is understanding and uncovering what is the need that needs to be satisfied as a result of the product or service that you offer. And the problem that we solve in the real estate sales business is, I live here and I don't want to. I want to live over here, right? But there's a lot mechanistically that needs to happen in order for that to happen. And the first thing is that you're going to need to persuade that seller, that buyer, that you're the right person to help them solve that problem. And so in order to effectively sell, you need to be able to, number 1, build rapport and connection with another human being. That's genuine, that's authentic, that demonstrates you really care, and that people can get to know you, they can get to like you, they can get to trust you, okay? Number 2 is you've got to be able to ask great questions. The best salespeople ask the best questions. Unfortunately, too many salespeople think that selling is about talking. It's about feature dumping. It's about, let me tell you how great I am. And guess what? Nobody cares. What they care about is themselves. What they care about is someone who will listen, someone who will take the time to understand their needs, to understand their fears, their wants, their desires, and is going to have a very clear questioning process, one that doesn't feel too invasive, but at the same time makes sense to them so that they'll open up to you, so that they'll let down their walls and their barriers, because nobody wants to be sold. Everybody wants to be listened to and helped. Okay, so another part of selling is understanding, of course, the process of the service or the product that you offer. In our case, we provide a service, so you got to understand the process, right? You've got to understand, well, okay, here's what it looks like for me to build connection and rapport with you, understand what's underneath the surface for you, and then I can walk you through the experience, right? First in a visual sense in your mind, so I can show you what it looks like visually, mentally first, and then actually be able to execute on that process. So that's selling, okay? Asking great questions, understanding people's needs, understanding how to solve those needs, and doing it in a way where people really know you care. All right, number 2 is you've got to build, and what I mean by build is build your reputation. Okay, build your reputation. Once you build reputation, then the market comes to you. Okay, the biggest problem real estate agents have in the beginning when they start their business is, number 1, they don't know what they're doing. But number 2, no one else knows about them, right? You are secret, silent, nobody knows you, okay? And the problem you're trying to solve for is nobody knows you. Nobody knows that you're doing this. And so it takes a lot of effort and energy, right? It's obscurity. It takes a lot of effort and energy to come out from obscurity and become known. And so there's a few ways you're going to do that. Number 1 is you have to be known for delivering the best experience. Okay, you want everybody to say, oh man, you got to work with so-and-so because they deliver the best experience. That's a business we're in, right? We're in the experience business. Okay. Number 2 is you got to be known as a market expert. Okay. knowing your market, knowing your statistics. I just shot a video a minute or two ago for consumers about end of year 2024 statistics to engage and educate those consumers so that they can be empowered to make great decisions. We don't convince anybody to do anything. What we do is we become known as a market expert so that when consumers are ready to make buying and selling decisions, they can choose us because we're known as market experts. We know our stats, we know our neighborhoods, we know our days on market and our pricing and all of the above so that we can make it easy for the consumer. All right, number 3 is we've got to be known for being, in my opinion, the hardest working, most likable, relatable, and caring professional. See, the challenge of being a real estate agent is that the barrier to entry is so low, right? You can pass a test for a few $100s, take a few hours of a course. I'm diminishing the full extent of the investment, but you get the idea. It's just not that hard to get a license. I'm not giving anyone a hard time who couldn't get a license, but it's just not that hard. The barrier to entry is just not very high. And so lots of people get real estate licenses, but they don't choose to become actual professionals. Right? It's a side hustle. It's a weekend warrior thing. I do it when I have my other job for some extra money. I do it for friends and family only, which is fine. I'm not negating anybody's goals or objectives when it comes to selling real estate. Truth be told, in 2024, nearly 70% of all licensed agents in the United States of America did 0 transactions, right? Proving my point. And so you've got to become a pro. You've got to become known as a professional that is the hardest working, most likable, and the most relatable. People want to work with people that they feel like they can connect with, that they can relate with, that are like them. Okay, number 3 is you got to lead. You've got to learn to lead. And when I mean lead in the sense of being a real estate agent is, are you leading people through a process with grace, with care, with a true heart of a servant leader, someone who is more concerned about them getting what they want versus you getting what you want. If that is you, man, your reputation is going to blow up. People are going to want to work with you. People are going to want to refer you, and you will become the go-to agent in your market. If you want to learn more about how to do this, if you want to have more conversations with me, we're going to be shooting more video, putting up more content. You can hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell so that you can get notified. Reach out to me. I'm a broker here in the local market in sunny South Florida. I'm also accessible from around the United States. If you want to talk or chat, I'd be thrilled to do so. Come on, let's go get it. Become the market expert.